Anchorage might look like a typical city at first, but what makes it so unique is what surrounds it. Within just a few hours, you can find yourself standing on ancient ice, flying over massive glacier fields, or paddling through water filled with floating icebergs. These glaciers aren't just beautiful, they're constantly moving, changing, and shaping the landscape around them. So if you're visiting Anchorage and wondering where to go, this guide will walk you through some of the most incredible glaciers nearby, and the best ways to actually experience them. Located about an hour north of Anchorage, near Palmer, Knik Glacier is one of the largest glaciers in south-central Alaska, stretching for miles across a rugged, untouched landscape. From above, you really start to understand the scale. The surface is carved with deep crevasses, long ridgelines of ice, and streaks of dark sediment carried down from the surrounding mountains. And even though it looks frozen in time, it's actually moving, slowly flowing downhill, constantly reshaping itself. At the glacier's edge, huge chunks of ice break off into the lake below, forming floating icebergs that shift with the wind and current. Because it's so remote, the best way to experience Knik Glacier is by helicopter. On tours like the Grand Knik Tour or the Knik Glacier Helicopter and Polar Plunge Tour, you'll fly over the ice field and land directly on the glacier itself. The Anchorage Helicopter Glacier Dogsled and Lower Glacier Landing takes it even further, combining flight seeing with a dogsledding experience right on the snow. And for something more unique, the Anchorage Heli Glacier paddleboarding experience lets you stand on meltwater surrounded by ice. It's an experience you won't find anywhere else. And it's one of the most dynamic glacier landscapes that you can experience near Anchorage. About 2 to 2.5 hours northeast of Anchorage, along the Glen Highway, you'll find Matanuska Glacier, one of the most accessible glaciers in Alaska. What makes Matanuska special isn't just its size, it's the detail. Up close, the ice is filled with texture. You'll see deep blue colors formed by compressed ice, long cracks that reveal the glacier's movement, and meltwater carving small streams across the surface. In some areas, you'll even find smooth, glassy sections of ice, while others are jagged and uneven, shaped by constant freezing and thawing. This is where a guided hike really stands out. On the Matanuska Glacier Hike Day Tour, you're not just viewing the glacier, you're walking directly on it, exploring crevasses, stepping over melt channels, and seeing the small details that most people miss. It's one of the best places to actually understand what a glacier is, not just what it looks like. Spencer Glacier sits about 60 miles south of Anchorage, deep within the Chugach National Forest. Unlike Knik or Matanuska, you don't walk directly on this glacier. You experience it from the water. The glacier feeds into a large lake filled with floating icebergs, some small, some surprisingly large, each one a piece of the glacier that's broken off over time. These ice chunks often glow a deep blue, especially when the light hits them just right. The water itself is calm, almost still, which makes the entire experience feel quiet and immersive. You can reach the area by train, traveling through remote wilderness before arriving near the glacier. From there, experiences like the Glacier Blue Kayak and Grandview train tour that'll let you paddle across the lake, surrounded by ice, with a direct view of the glacier. It's less about the adrenaline and more about taking it all in. About an hour south of Anchorage, near the end of Portage Valley, you'll find Portage Glacier, one of the most visited and accessible glaciers in Alaska. Unlike some of the others, you won't be walking on the glacier or landing on it, but that's part of what makes it unique. Portage Glacier sits across a lake, surrounded by steep mountains, and it is constantly calving, sending chunks of ice into the water below. On a clear day, you can view it from the shoreline or nearby visitor areas, but the best way to experience it is by getting out into the water. While it's often included as a stop on broader scenic or wildlife tours, this glacier is really about the view, taking in the scale, the sound of cracking ice, and the landscape as a whole. Not all glacier experiences are about getting right up close. Some are about seeing how glaciers fit into the larger landscape. Within an hour or two of Anchorage, especially along the Turnagain Arm, you'll find areas where glaciers sit high in the mountains, feeding rivers and shaping the valleys below. These environments are also home to Alaska's wildlife, so it's not uncommon to see moose, bears, or eagles along the way. On experiences like the Glacier and Wildlife Day Tour, you get a broader perspective, not just of the glacier itself, but of the entire ecosystem that it's part of. So as you can tell, glaciers near Anchorage aren't all the same. Some are massive and remote, some are detailed and accessible, and others are best experienced from a distance. But what they all have in common is that they're constantly changing, and every visit is a little different. Whether you're flying over them, walking on them, or paddling beside them, it's an experience that sticks with you. If you're planning your trip, reach out to us at Alaska Shore Tours and we'll help you find the glacier experience that fits your style.